Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and hey, today we have Feliz NaviDAD. It's May, but hey, I don't get to choose these. These are all randomly chosen, and yes, we're doing, come on, Mario, it's my show. Mario Lopez. Mario Lopez is the star of more than a few Lifetime Christmas movies, and yes, sorry, I still gotta block his face. For all those, I realize he's the prettier of the two of us, but still, I gotta have the light on me in this case. If this is a podcast, I apologize. None of this makes any sense. So, if you're listening to this and not actually watching it. Anyway, this is, there's a number of Lifetime Christmas movies, all pretty much directed by Melissa Joan Hart. Yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Clarissa Explains It All. She directed this one too, and she also appears in a cameo as, well, the story, it's, okay, you know how Hallmark and Freeform and Lifetime, they all have these Christmas movies that all kind of have the same plot. Usually somebody's single at Christmas, or somebody has to come home from the big city and and somehow find their roots and then discover the true meaning of Christmas. And somebody always has to have a name that relates to Christmas, even though they live a life that exists outside of the holiday at any other time of the year. Well, guess what? In this case, all those things are true. They just don't all apply to him. He plays A.C. Slater. Yes, from Saved by the Bell. A.C. Slater plays a school principal who also moonlights as a, they call it SSD. It's basically a UPS delivery man during Christmas. He tells his daughter, Noelle, Christmas name, he tells his daughter Noelle that he does it to help pay for her college tuition. It really is just to keep him busy because ding, 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 parent is dead. His wife is deceased. And this isn't funny, but it's incredibly cliche in so many of these films. Somebody usually always has to be dead. And he's not the only one. I'm going to get to that in a minute. By the way, I forgot to say, this is from 2020. It's an hour and 28 minutes. It's not that old. And they're still cranking these babies out. This is a comedy, a romantic comedy. It's a Christmas holiday romantic comedy set in Arizona. Apparently, I've driven across Arizona. There must be some parts between where he lives and where his love interest, his potential love interest in this, played by Anna Lynn McCord, plays Sophie. I'll get to her in a minute also. She's 3 hours away by car in Phoenix. Like, Phoenix is fairly central from what I remember. I don't know where you'd go in Arizona that you're somehow 3 hours away from Phoenix. Maybe 3 hours away from California. Oh, not California, but like, okay, LA is like 6. But either way, it doesn't matter. This is a film where a daughter and his sister, Mario Lopez's sister, who plays David, he's a lonely, but very handsome school principal who moonlights complicatedly as a UPS guy, but not the UPS name. They didn't get that right to use that. And of course, in his deliveries, he meets a young woman who is just gorgeous. She's just, her hair and her makeup. Now, everybody in the movie wears makeup. They're actors. But this woman's makeup and hair is on point 24/7. She's come back to visit her dad for the holidays, who is also, ding, 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 a widower. So we got two male widowers in this, two technically daughters, well, not technically, but two daughters, both Sophie and David's daughter, Noelle, both daughters who are missing a mother. And right from the moment that she answers the door when he comes to deliver a package, she kind of goes, And they, it's supposed to be a relationship when the very first thing they say to each other is something that's kind of antagonistic, but it tells you that they like each other. But here it's barely antagonistic. They try to make it as tepid as possible. There's just literally, like, they're supposed to, like, they're trying to play off each other. For me, it didn't hit. It didn't hit at all. It's meant to be a cute little tete-a-tete kind of thing, but no, it wasn't good. It wasn't interesting, and they can't make it too, like, risque or sexual. Like, he makes it kind of a joke, like, oh, I'll go get she wants some boxes, and he's like, oh, I'll get some. I guess you wanted so you can check out me walking away in my uniform, and, like, yeah, it's like flirtatious from the first breath. Yes, they're two very beautiful people who are somehow single, and they certainly can't get together because they live in two different places, far away from each other. And what are the other excuses? Oh, they're supposed to both get out there, and she's only visiting for a short time because to be with her dad, and dad and her, he's selling off old toys that, like vintage, like, metal toys that belong to his deceased wife, and his daughter's really bad at shipping them because, I don't know, labeling is hard. I don't know. I'm getting way too in the woods on this. What matters is the fact that, yes, they are two beautiful people who shouldn't be together, but of course they're going to be together. The daughter sets up, and his sister sets up a online dating profile, and guess who the first person is that matches with him? Well, it happens to be Sophie. And Sophie, I'm telling you way too much of the story, I realize this, but you could probably pause this at any moment and then predict what the next scene will be, and you would be right. It's just the way it is. So me telling you a few things here and there, and you can figure out how this is going to turn out in the end. So me telling you any spoiler whatsoever is just taking up oxygen from the room. So anyway, there's a number of other elements in this that are kind of cliche, a little tropey. Even though it's not a competition, there's a singing competition. There's like a choral concert kind of thing for the holidays, for Christmas. And even though they're not competing, the kids, like Noelle and her classmates who have a concert bell choir, they also want to sing a cappella in order to challenge the really good a cappella group that also sings in their town, but yet there's not really a competition, but yet they feel like they're competing with them. So yeah, I don't know. And hey, Sophie's a musician, so she might be able to help them out with things, because her uncle Jesse is filling in until they get a decent bell coach. Even though there's a perfectly good woman who gives them these bells, I think, and owns these bells and won't let them touch the bells without special gloves. She's there, but apparently has no knowledge of how to make bells work and teach them how to perform. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, it's got a few little chuckles here and there, only because I like the fact that Melissa Joan Hart comes in and plays one of the many bad dates that he has to go on. So, and she just cornballs it to the hilt, and she's fantastic. But, and there's a few other, there's women who were obviously attracted to him. He's like, Mario Lopez, come on. He's single, and he's got a good job. He gets along with kids, and so how can you not want to date this guy? So anyway, it's not going to change your life. And can you guess which song they're going to finish the movie with? Yeah. And also, when I mentioned this yesterday, and probably at the beginning of this video, I said Feliz NaviDAD. Oh, you can tell that right here, D-A-D is capitalized. Yes, it's Feliz NaviDAD, in the uncouth American way. Feliz NaviDAD, dad. Yeah, it's Feliz NaviDAD. Okay, that's what it is. It's punny. So yeah, and they actually go into explaining that. And by the way, the first like 10 minutes of this entire movie is all exposition. Like, everybody explains who they are, what they're doing, and in the most awkward way possible. It doesn't feel natural. So yeah, I'm not gonna say this is a great film by any means whatsoever. Everybody is so attractive. They are so they know what they're doing there. They're not going for Emmys or Oscars on this thing. They're not. They're probably having a great time. They're singing. Hopefully they all got along and just had a great time and doing Christmas stuff, filming this sometime in the middle of June. I don't know. It's either way. It's he must love doing these because he's got a bunch, and I don't think they're all on Disney Plus. But when I did a search for this on IMDb, a bunch of others came up in the list, and I'm like, holy crap. Yeah. So I'm just waiting for his old Saved by the Bell buddies to stop by in some future film. Frankie Quinones plays Jesse. He's pretty good. Herb Mendelsohn plays Willard, which is Sophie's dad. And he just seems really awkward through the whole thing. Not that he's a bad person or actor or anything else. It's just, I don't know if they wrote him well. I just don't know if they wrote him well. I don't know. I don't know. Paulina Chavez plays Noelle, and she's fantastic. She is, we're gonna see her somewhere. I don't know if she's done other things, but she's got a future. But I was going to talk about Anna Lynn McCord. Imagine Elsa from Frozen come to life, and her makeup is like, okay, this woman just got out of a car driving 3 hours from Phoenix or whatever in the desert. Yeah, sure, the air conditioning's on the entire time. You get out of the car, say hi to your dad. You know, like, she's not casual. She's dressed like she didn't take a road trip. She's dressed like she is on a date already. Not with her dad, but yeah, it's unsettling that how perfectly appointed she is at all times. Like, even when she's dressed down, like she's just wearing a kind of a loose-fitting plaid shirt, like she's just out getting ice cream by herself and happens to run into David's daughter. And they share their stories of missing moms or lost moms. They're not missing. We know where they are, but she's still, like, again, I don't know what, I mean, she must spend between whatever scenes she has. She's just hanging out at home with her dad. There's no reason she should look like she spent 40 minutes or more, I don't know, on her makeup, and then just like another hour just doing her hair and curling and then braiding and then turning it over here. And it's some crazy stuff. The makeup department and the hair and makeup was just like working overtime on her. Not that she's not naturally beautiful, but they were really selling it. So it's not a bad thing at all, but holy cow, she just didn't seem like a real human being with the rest of them. Like, yes, Mario's very handsome, but this woman just, there was not a flaw on her face. It's just weird. She didn't look human. Beautiful. It's like some goddess, I don't know. Okay, I'm rambling. Anyway, should you watch this? I'm not going to say that you should, but if you got a love of Mario, if you got a love of more Christmas movies, and you're running low on everything else between now and December, yeah, check it out. You might get a kick out of it. So yeah, why does it look like they've been in a fight? Sorry. Anyway, tomorrow's not going to be randomly picked. I've already picked it because tomorrow is the premiere of The Muppets Mayhem. Yes, another Muppet series that they hopefully won't cancel after one season. It's a series focusing on the Electric Mayhem Band, with Animal and Dr. Teeth and Janice and Zoot and everybody else and Floyd and everybody is in this. And they kind of, I don't know if it's more of a mockumentary kind of thing, mock-rockumentary kind of thing, but yeah, the guys, they're world famous. They've been around for almost like 50 years now, but I don't think they've ever released an album. Maybe we'll get one out of this series. You never know. So yeah, that's what we're watching tomorrow. The Muppets Mayhem on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.